time. And it was clear that, oh, Jacqueline has stage presence and she knows that there are certain, certain ways that she can show up that this skill set is actually going to deeply benefit our department. And it did, because my
Absolutely.
job was so about being on stages, accepting the awards, like doing the things, in addition to the things that, were hard, not glitzy things.
Right.
That I do believe that the brand that I had built, the brand that we had built together, it benefited me from a corporate standpoint.
And that's what I observe from the sidelines, right? I think we collective, and I would say especially women, we get this sense of fear. And I still have bits of it, right? Where it's like, if I be my authentic self, what does that mean? Am I going to lose? Am I going to lose? We're often thinking of the fear of what could happen versus the what if things actually sync up even better,
Yeah.
And this is something I think corporations, by the way, have to reconcile, and
hmm
specifically managers, right? If I want my team to show up authentic, what would that mean? And there may be some negatives to that, but I would argue that it will likely lead to a lot more positives in how your brand, your corporation is shown, but also the output of the work. And then to your point, what I witnessed is you lended credibility, because really what I saw, and most people don't think about it this way, but from personal branding, it's almost like you're sharing a brand equity.
It's
So
true.
your equity as Jacqueline and Baker lended to your corporation at the time, and vice versa. You working for that corporation lended to your equity. And that is the beauty of actual partnership, right?
Absolutely.
And I think that we are going to move to a stage where people are going to start looking at things as partnership versus employer employee. What is the exchange of my time and my skill set? And the beauty is when we can exchange branding, when I have this authentic person operating in their gifts, it's going to produce great work.
Yeah.
Then, that exchange is hopefully met financially as well. And then that is how I think corporations soar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too, it's already happening, and like it's happening at very high levels, from a celebrity standpoint, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
all these celebrities that are becoming chief creative officer or whatever, right? Of course, they ain't coming into the job every single day, but it's a similar concept. Like,
Yeah.
it is brand lift, or brand partnership, however you want to describe it from a brand expert standpoint. But it's happening. Like, you see the Tabitha Browns, you see the Kiki Palmers, like assuming these roles, or having these titles that typically celebrities don't have in that way. And so it feels like the same type of thing going on. The question, and I'm sure you'll have your pulse on this, is like, when does that trickle down out of celebrity land, right? Average Joe, like average Joanne, who has some significant brand value or has a significant personal brand, that brand equity, if you will, that they bring to the organization then benefits from.
Yeah, I mean, that would take us down another podcast.
Uh,
But I think the short answer is when organizations start to truly honor authenticity in their employees, I
mhm.
think it will unlock so much more, because we often think a celebrity, to your point, is going to do the trick, not recognizing that the consumers are a lot more savvy and
Yeah.
smarter and sharper, and they value people from their tribe, their
Mhm.
hood, who had an opportunity to accelerate, right?
Yeah.
Or to get into those rooms. And so I do think it is interesting to unpack at some point.
hmm hmm